Hello everybody and welcome. This is me, very nervous because it's my first this type of video, so please forgive me any mishaps and please be patient, but I really have to start somewhere. So I hope you can see okay my hands. They are covered in ink because I've been filling up my pens. So I'll tell you what we're going to do today and what sort of format I was hoping to do for future videos that way. So in the past, when I was drawing and painting, I always wanted some sort of companion to paint with, and it could be quite lonely. So I thought, why not make a video when we meet up? It's not a live video because I haven't gone that far yet in YouTube. But when we just get together, draw and paint together and have a lovely time, and maybe you can pick up some bits. I'm not saying I'm the best artist in the world. I got far to go, but I learned some bits and bobs, and there's always might be interesting tools I use, or something might get you interested, and we get to spend some time together, and I can talk for England. So let's dive in without me waffling. Okay, so for today I thought I'm going to do a painting with ink and watercolors of the building, which is steady. So hopefully you can see my tablet okay without too much glare. This is the building of my friend's photography studio. She actually owns that studio. I witnessed her journey pretty much from picking up the camera up till obviously now, and she's amazing photographer. The studio is based in Earlsfield in London, and lovely area. And yeah, I just wanted to make her a little surprise. She loves art. She loves something handmade, so I thought, why not to do that today? Because it was on my list for ages, and I actually tried to do it and Procreate, but it honestly nothing beats the organic paints and the physical painting than the Procreate one, digital. Excuse the ink fingers. I'm going to show you the materials I'm going to use today. So I already cut up the half of the page from this paper block, and this is from Cassart, which is a lovely shop with arty stuff, supplies. This is A4, and there's a smooth surface, so it's lovely if you want to go over it with color pencils on top, or pastels or anything like that. So or with your ink, because the rough one, it can be a little bit tricky. So this is hot pressed, acid free, and it's not too expensive, this paper. It's not like Arches. So many people say that name differently. I'm already not sure how to pronounce that. Arches, arch. Well, maybe next time I'll tell you what the name is. So I basically just cut that half. I wanted to show you which paper I'm using. So let's put it on the side. I have a little bit of a plexiglass because we're going to stick that into here with my masking tape. And I'm just praying that it's not going to rip the paper. So what I do sometimes, I take it out and then I use my trousers or whatever I have on and kind of make it less sticky a few times, just touching up to my trousers or jumper, whatever you have on, and then you put it on. So just like that. Oh, it's actually quite a long piece. I might put it here. So it's nice to do it even, so that way you're going to get a nice even edge, maybe half. Okay, let's stick it on. Another piece. So with this technique, I'm slowly developing my little workflow with that style. It's quite good because you can lightly sketch, and then as long as you're not going too strong with your pencil, you should be okay to rub it off once you have your inking stage on. So I'll tell you all about it. Let me just put the last one in, because it's tricky to do and talk at the same time. Right, I made it a little bit less sticky. Hopefully that will look good. And the end, I do love that stage when you just rip that off. And it's good to have that on a small piece of kind of plexi. It was cheap as chips, that piece of plexi. Because then if you sketch and you need to go that angle, you can easily move it, where I had the massive piece in the past, or you stick it to the table and you're a little bit stuck. So that's the good way to do that. So let me show you what I'm using today. I have two types of pens. One is my very lovely Sailor from Japan. Hope you can see that. And it gives very interesting line. I just literally filled it up. It has this crooked bent nib at the end. So it goes straight and up. And that way you can go very thin and very thick and one straight line. And there's another one, and it's called Lami, not Lamy, Lami, and has a nice, delicate, but a good flow, where the other one flow is not that steady. But I think if I combine those two, that will be great. So what am I using? Reaching out here. What am I using for ink? It's my favorite from Platinum. Is the ink, carbon ink, black, and it's waterproof. So that's the most crucial thing, because if I start putting my watercolors down, we don't want anything bad to happen to that ink, because that's going to be first. Some people put watercolor first and then ink, but that doesn't seem very logical to me. Oh, and paint, let's not forget that. My very good old trusted Winsor Newton, because I have also strayed away into different brands, and I'm back to these for now. And the colors are beautiful. Look at those swatches, they are just so delicious. You can't go wrong with those. I also have my color wheel just to give me confidence mixing colors. Okay, I also have a bunch of brushes. Over the years I collected. Some people have 3 brushes. I don't know, I always wanted variety and loads of them, so that's what I have. So let's talk about this picture, this photograph. Here we have the building, and you can go a few different ways about it. You can go very realistic and just paint everything you see, and very detailed and so on. What I thought, I would love to give it a character. So I'm not too bothered about those signs. I'm not too bothered about... Last time I drew it, I even forgot about things. And I was like, oh no, there isn't actually door there, or there is door there. But it still looked like that building, very characteristic. So I would love to include, obviously, that massive window. Not sure about that door though. Should I keep that door or get rid of? I'm not sure. So those little dinky little details, I'm not sure. Definitely want to do the signage. So Tiny Toes Photography by Aggi. I think I'm going to do this with my Posca pen, my white pen. Oh, there it is. So I don't have to leave kind of white space for it. It's going to be quite dark but not too dark. So the value going to be similar, have to be similar with the bricks, the light and dark. Can be too strong contrast because we're going to take over too much. So I'm kind of analyzing things before. Obviously this topiary, because I absolutely love drawing things like those little bushes or hedges or plants in the pot. That's my jam. So obviously those 4 windows, the little brick, the little kind of crescent on the top here. Yeah, I even like this little water spout. I don't know what it's called. The only thing I'm not sure about is that door. I think it might be a bit distracting, so I might take a liberty and just delete that door and make it evenly kind of just that area here. I think I might do it that way, and you know, it's not going to be that dramatically different. Why not? So what we're going to start with, I'm going to start with kind of building up. Where is this building going to finish and end? That very, very lightly. I'm not sure if you're even going to see anything. So light. So that's the middle of the drawing. That's going to be how white. Also, I don't want to do any buildings on the side. So this building going to be in isolation. So it's not going to be in where the other buildings on the side. I can change proportions a little bit as well. So I think I'm going to make it a little thinner. About that. Really sketching really thinly. And this is lovely pencil I have. It's from Pentel P207, if anyone's interested. And there are other pencils as well, but I kind of like that one. There's another mechanical one from Derwent. They, to be honest, they are very similar. So I want to kind of make that one and this little crescent thing. So very gently sketching. Oh, it's a kind of nerve-wracking, guys. I know if I was doing this by myself, it will be, oh, never mind. But okay, I'll just imagine I'm talking to my very good friend, and everything will be less stressful. I'm giving my friend little tips how to draw or something like that. And we were meeting up for drawing. That circle is quite adorable. Okay, and I think this little thing here, just making it up a little bit. It doesn't have to be. You are the artist. You have the liberty to change it. If some things you don't want, why to make yourself to do that? Okay, let's just set up boundaries, because I'm starting already detailing and I'm doing the really bad habit. Okay. So I was good. I'm using my whole hand like that rather than just a wrist. Nice big movement. Okie dokie, and looks cool. I wonder what she's gonna say. I bet she's gonna like it, because obviously it's her baby, her business. So, but it must be quite surreal to see that as a drawing. And she's actually a really good artist herself. I've seen some of her paintings from when she was just experimenting. So she does specialize in newborns and maternity and families. She's fantastic at that. Okay, so that's going to be our windows area. I hope you can see that very, very faint lines, guys. Hope you're not just staring at the blank page here. And this is where our window going to be, the big shop window. So just a little bit bigger, like that. And so I'm not going to go into detail that there's another kind of little area there. And then we're going to make see where's the middle of this big square, big rectangle around here, because I did cross, so that's my middle. And that door is quite tall. It's right up to the height of this. Okay, and it's got quite characteristic handle like this, and the windows are beautiful, kind of rectangular shape. There's a little bit at the bottom here. It's good to draw that line through. Oh, it's coming together. So that's our windows. We're going to put a lovely picture inside, one of her photographs. Heart, and then another one. Just a hint. Just a hint of the portrait there. These are quite characteristic. I would like to keep those little decorations here. Okay. It's going to be fun to ink it, I think, once I get the chance to do that bit. And where do we put the little planters? At the edges, maybe? I'm trying to think. Here? Or here? Yeah, I think so. So still around over the building here. Something like that, and let's just make it at the same height, the same size. It's tricky because I don't want to go too much with the pencil, very gently. Oh, I'm not sure about that. So I'm grabbing my putty. This is Faber-Castell soft eraser. Just gonna get rid of that and try again. There's my window. I think I made it a bit too big. We want that little separation here. It looks really adorable when there's a stick, circle, stick, circle. 1 of 3, maybe one more. Oh yeah, makes it look a bit more illustrative. Very adorable. Now let's make those windows. And those windows need to be quite adorable as well. So I'm dividing this square now and this square half. And doing the same here. And that gives me that middle line. There we go. There we go. I have to tell you, I don't really like dwelling on a picture too long. I always admire people that can actually spend hours and hours. I like to do things in one sitting, maximum 2, because I'm just impatient and I like instant result. And I also like kind of dynamic feel, dynamic look. So I'm going more into details now, drawing those little brickwork around the circle. But once I have my ink, I can do it. I know I can do it around, so no problem. The windows, they have kind of like a divided area here. We can just make them cute. We don't have to have the same exact, you know, windows that are there. They're not the most exciting. It's just a normal windows. And now that looks so good. I'm happy. little thing here, little detail. And those cute little details that are good looking, they're gonna make it really lovely. Just want to make something here that is actually maybe baby. Yeah, let's do a baby. Baby's little. Little baby. That's it. Something like that. Just a hint. And I think that step is quite characteristic as well. Obviously, it doesn't have to be exactly the same, but just if it gives the same sort of vibe. That's it. Yeah, it's nice. So I think this is my drawing now ready. I said I wanted to do like a, what is it even called? The rain goes down the drain pipe, but I don't think that needs anything like that. Maybe just a little detail here, so it looks a bit more defined, and the logo will go here, so she has a lovely little has to be bang in the center, so it looks satisfying. Look at that. Nope. I'm worried. Now I'm going to look at this footage and I'm going to say, oh my gosh, you can't see a single line. And I'm talking like lunatic. Tiny Toes photography. Let's just write it down. And she has very characteristic by Aggi, which looks like a hand painted. The AIGG. So I want to see where that finishes. Beautiful design, by the way. Nope, that Y is a bit dodgy. Let's try again. And she has this kind of golden, it's like a gold paint, but I don't have anything like that, unfortunately. Well, I do, but it's not as visible, so that would look awful. So I'm just going to use white, I think. That's good. Is that straight? Sometimes it's just so difficult to draw a straight line. I think that's looking good. I'm happy with this. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with those. I think I'm going to put a little brickwork here on each window, just to give it a little bit of decorative feel. That looks nice. And draw like a little arch. Another. Okay. You know, the one you depend on your style. If your style is very clean, very much, every single bit has to be very straight and strict, that's fine. But I quite like mine being a bit imperfect, a bit organic. Oh, that's cute. And the lines here, just to indicate that's her characteristic for that building. Oh, lovely. Okay, so this is my sketch ready. And let me just take a photograph in case you cannot see it. And now we're going to move into inking. So at this stage I don't have to wait for anything to dry. You can, after penciling in, you can go straight into inking. I'm just trying to figure out if there's anything that I would like to be stubby and strong with this pen, or do I want to have things delicate? And I think I'm going to go for Lami to give me that delicate line. And if there's anything that needs a reinforcing, I can just jump back into Sailor and maybe try make that line thicker. Okay, let's go. So and I'm starting from the top, so I'm not smudging my own drawing, and I'm kind of going not exactly line, a little bit loose and not always solid, so I'm making a little gaps. Apologies if you hear any kind of pipe work in the background, guys, because I just had a sip of drink and I can hear it. So with my super ultra good microphone, you might hear funny little noises here. Now I'm thinking I might quickly change that a little bit, because that circle is mega massively overpowering. So I'm going to gently just need to be really careful not to smudge the ink that I just drew, because that needs a little time to dry. Going back to my pencil, and I'm going to make that circle smaller because I think it's a bit too big. Oh, that's better. And then that will be our little brickwork, imperfect, wonky, choppy. Oh, that's so cute. Looks so much more in character. So I could even turn my pen upside down and make sure those lines are very, very thin. Okay, so that's fine. I wish that was a little bit to the right, but it's fine because it doesn't have to be perfect. It's nice when it has a little imperfection. That means the human actually did that. So you know what's happening with AI at the moment, and they can make things imperfect, especially with hands and things, but I'm deliberately making a bit wonky and a bit stubby. Let's try that one now. I'm trying to release my grip a little bit because I sometimes find myself trying to make things too smooth, too perfect, and that grip is so strong. It's a bit like writing. And again, I'm having such a strong grip. Chill, just relax. I can add another line here just to indicate the shadowy area. And the beauty is, with time, you'll discover what you prefer. I really like this method. It's very satisfying because I always love inking and wanted to find something excuse to do it. Inking by itself, I don't know. But with watercolors, I think it's such a beautiful combination of both. Okay, so moving lower now. Hope you can see that okay. Little detaily things. Again, I don't want to be too slow on that. So every line has to be not just a hot mess, but it has to be conscious and energy if you want to make it loose. Okay, let's kind of pretend it's like a sort of like a blind here. So with a tree, I want to give it little rough outlines because it's actually leaves. You don't want to make it smooth, make it look like a snowball. It's actually planned. Just a hint of a pot. Now I have to be careful not to smudge over. So I'm just going to blow. Make it dry. Dry it out. Isn't it fun? Isn't it lovely? I'm so curious what you guys drawing, what you're doing. Please leave me a comment what you've been working on. I'm only starting up this channel, so I don't get many comments. I only had few, but every time I do, I'm so excited. It's so nice to hear that actually someone is watching this and does something, uses it. It's so cool. So please do let me know. It's like a little angel here. There we go. Cute. And that little door handle, very characteristic. And these can be done with the ink as well. I was toying with the idea to make it with paint later, but that looks fun. At the bottom, I was thinking to use this Sailor pen because it's thicker, so I'm going quite chunky here. Oh, that looks good. I love it. And I'm going to go a little chunky here because this is our kind of, yes, love it. And then under the windows. Oh, careful. I've done that before when the whole picture was done. It was just that bit and I smashed it. It was so annoying. I think I'm going to add a little brickwork as well at the top here. First of all, a little kind of detailing here. And this is where the fun is. It's just adding on bits. Oh, I'm a bit nervous now. Have I done it right? It's gonna look weird. Oh. Also, can't go too high because there's a tape on the way. Okay, steady on. I can't just do it slow. I have to go faster. I don't know. I find I struggle to slow down so much. Okay. Ooh, did it. Ooh. And now I can use my dark one again here. Kind of indicate almost like shadows. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I just can't wait to see her face when she sees that. I think I might send it by post. So I want to see her face. Cool. Now I think we're done here for now. So what happens next? I have to wait now for this to dry. Before that, I just thought I could give a hint of brickwork, just a few kind of around. So if I do something like that, just a little few. It's quite nerve-wracking. If you keep going, you think, oh no, I went so far without messing up. And now if you mess up, it's a little bit, I always feel annoyed because like I smudged that ink the other day, but it was just a practice anyway, so no big deal. No one was hurt except of my ego. Also, really curious where you're from. If you could leave me a comment where you're from and what you're drawing or what you're doing, or if you're just relaxing and not drawing anything and you're just watching, that's fine by me as well. I really don't mind, as long as you're happy. Oh, see, I feel like I messed up here because it should be brick here, but I think anyone will know. Oh, so nice. I love it. Why am I always always scared to sit down and draw and paint. Maybe because I thought it's going to be really bad. And I don't know. Oh, I've got an idea. The lines in here. Oh, super lovely. I think that might be ready. I know I said that already. Just want to, one more thing. Let's kind of separate that door a little bit more. Oh, it's such a dreamy pen to paint with, guys. This one. It's just lovely. Wow, look at that thick line. Oh, yeah. It's very nice to use. Feels so nice in hand. Okay, so the time is now to have a little break to let it dry, and then we're gonna come back, erase it, except of the writing, of course. Oh, sorry, got that little bit. And then we can start painting with watercolors. But I do love that bit when you ink. That's so lovely, so nice. Oh, shall I do one more? One more. It's so addictive, this thick line. Yes, I love it. All right, let's leave it alone for a moment and let's see what happens next. Oh, I nearly forgot. I always forget something. A line missing. But, you know, it's not a big deal. Not a big deal. It will come up later on. Maybe just a bit of, just like that. Alrighty. I will let it dry. And we are back. So I had a little look at the footage, if everything's okay. Apologies for shots of my head coming in a shot, so I'm sorry about that. It's the first time I'm filming proper and paint with me sort of thing, and those settings, so I'm sorry about that, but I hope it's not going to put you off too much. So what's going to happen now, I hope that ink is dry now. I'm worried about that little thicker areas, but we can always have a little test. Coming off so nicely. You wouldn't be able to do it so easily with paper that is textured. It's lovely, but I think for this type of illustration this would be better. So with the writing, I'm going to really just stop. Is that the right word? See, you can always do it that way as well if you want to avoid smudging anything. It's a good technique. Or you can go back to your normal rubber. Super careful. Super careful. Wondering whether to leave it white outside and do like a little blue sky sort of thing. I think I might do a hint of a sky. Okay, that's the dangerous area here. And there's lots of ink, but it seems to have dried nicely. Just a bit more here. So whilst I was putting stuff down my computer, that to check if the footage is okay, I have put heating on here in this room, because this is the room that gets a little bit cold. Whenever I have clients here, it's usually my photography studio for newborn babies or families. The heater is on pretty much non-stop, but when I'm painting it's a little different. So this is our sketch and inking kind of drawing ready. Now we're gonna put that inks pens to the side. My little colour wheel up ready. Pens up ready. Oh, it's exciting. So I thought, oh, we need to get our pictures back on. There we go. So I thought we could start from the top, and I would like to play with the colour variation, because this is what I really, really love in watercolours, colour variations. And what I mean, just looking for the right right brush. This is a fairly small brush. I think there's any point telling you what size that is, because every brand has a different one. I can tell you what brand it is. Mustard Touch Aquamarine Watercolour Round. Okay. I got most of my brushes from either Cassart or Jackson's, and I really love those places. So let's have a look. Light red. I think it's going to be a good one. Just here. And how to make it a little duller. I'm looking up my colour wheel. What's opposite? Green, blue sort of thing. So I might take a smidget of blue and just make it so it's not so bright saturated. I like it a little bit more natural. Burnt umber, burnt sienna, and luckily I have my little just put my finger in the paint. Luckily I have swatches done, because sometimes the paint looks like, for example, gamboge. Don't know if you can see, let me show you. Gamboge, so it looks like brown on here, but that's actually it. It's very light, very bright yellow. So always swatch you paint raw umber. We're going to put in another pan. My bad habit is never mixing enough color, and then I have to scramble for more. Just noticed a bit of a pencil left. So just have a look if you have erased everything nicely, if there's nothing left. But that's looking good. So we're going to start from the top, and then I can add a smidges of red. So this is our raw umber. Obviously I'm going to avoid the windows, so it's quite watery. And it's okay. Well, I like to leave the tiny areas which are just white. That separation to elements, and it's just totally stylistic choice. You don't have to look. I love that. With watercolors, you just fill up the area so very fast. With a color pencil, that will take me lifetime. Okay, and those little well. So it's not identical. This building's not the same, but just mixing with that red. But it definitely has this character. You can recognize it. Just adding, whilst this is still wet, very watery layer here and there, and then wherever I see those bricks, I can add that as well. And can you see that area here? How quickly I ran out this puddle? That's insane. Another naughty thing that I do is that kind of move it too much, and then it's not looking good. Okay, so next bit, shall I do the windows next? The windows, I don't want to put blue. I want to put something like Payne's Grey. Payne's Grey and Chinese white gives us this light grey. So that's one of a pan. And I'm going to keep that very watery to put those windows. So there's not white, but you can see some reflections. So it's sophisticated, because I used to do blue, very bright blue, and I don't know, it just didn't look right. It didn't look good, in my little opinion. And now I'm coming back to this grey, and I'm going to draw like a strokes here. It's supposed to be kind of, not curtains, what they called. I went a little bit too far. I can just use my towel to dab. Okay. Net curtains, something like that. Foils, there are different names for it. Just a subtle little hint. Nothing that will take attention too much. But I love how that turned out. That's really good. The windows are wide here, so I'm going to keep it like that. Now it's time to do the sign. So I was thinking about it, and I want to do Payne's Grey. We're going to need quite a lot of paint here. With Chinese white. Okay. That lifts it up, and I want to warm it up. I want to warm this grey up. So I'm picking up orange, cadmium orange, and just makes it a little bit warmer. So that's a warm grey. So recently I discovered I'm really drawn to warm colour palette. I'm just adding on a bit more, mixing. And I liked this palette. Super cheap, very basic. I went through so many palettes in the past, and this one I love because it separates nicely those when I mix those colours. Okay, another habit, getting water all over my paintbrush. So nerve-wracking. We're starting from the top. And I think it needs a bit more Payne's Grey, a little darker. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm panicking. Okay. And then all around here, it's going to be the same. Remember, you can go again with it once that dries to give it layers. Oh, I think my head is in the way. Hope not. Details. Oh, so nice to get into that. That could be a little darker. Lovely. And here as well. So I need to keep an eye, making sure it's kind of evenly done on each side. And I often miss a little bit, so I need to keep an eye on like that. Could easily be missed. And it's difficult to mix the same exact color paint, so you need to do it as you're working here and now. Lovely. Oh, that's starting to look like really good. Okay, I'm just gonna go with the here again. So it dries lighter, so don't panic if it's very dark. What color should we do those little plant pots? So the plants itself gonna be like an olive green. Plant pots, maybe red. I'd rather keep the same color palette. Maybe brown. plant pot, so it's not too far off Van Dyke colour, with a little bit of Payne's grey just to keep the harmony within the picture. Okay, just like that. Leave a little bit of white. Oh, delicious. Now I'm going back to kind of red colour, very, very bright red. Maybe this Indian red will be better, I think. Very watery, and I'm just going to put just a little bit, little hints. And this is what I really like. And oh, I think I messed up where the writing goes. Too much water. Okay, let's rescue that. Well, watercolour is not an easy medium. It's very capricious, and it will not let you get away with some things you can get away with oils or acrylics, that for sure. But when it works, it's just beautiful. Okay, and that little step, I want to do it in a similar like building, so everything has cohesive, lovely look. Very nice. Okay, I think I'm going to keep those pictures like as they are. I'm not going to add any color to them. I might do a little bit of those curtains things. Just a little bit more definition. Super adorable. Okay, and now the plants. Let's not forget, because this is my favorite topic, topiary. So sap green, hooker green, mix it up a bit. I don't really like emerald too much. Now I'm going to add red ochre. I think you're a little bit too far away to see my mixing. That's a lovely green, but I want to just break it down a little bit, so I'm going to go with purple, just a smidget. Just a smidge of purple. Now that became brown, so well done me. Okay, start again, put a little bit here, and then get those greens again. That's better. So easy to go with board, but that's about the color I was hoping for. I'm just going to just here and there, leaving that white bits for highlights. That's the trickery with a watercolor. You want to keep it fresh, you want to keep a little bit of a life going on there. So that's beautiful. Now I do want to put a little hint of something just in here on I was going to say sidewalk, but I'm not in America. I need to keep reminding that myself. Pavement in English. Okay, so Payne's grey, a little bit of Chinese white, and gives this lovely wash. And I'm just gonna go roughly with a very large brush, and that's good. That's what it's meant to be. A little rough, a little messy. Great. Now a little bit of sky. And just wipe off one of the panel here. So cerulean blue is my favorite blue, and I just mixed it with a tiny bit of some sort of red grey brown, just to turn it down a bit. So just like that, and then quickly dab it in for that delicate effect on the side. And careful not to dab it with a dirty tissue. I like how that creates kind of feeling of clouds. So that's done. Now we can play a little bit with adding shadows here and there. So I'm just gonna get to my brown, but I want to break it down with something with a hint of blue. So that blue I was mixing earlier, mix it together, and it gives me that, I don't know what to call it, but it looks a bit kind of tired color. So adding a little bit of definition here and there. Just a little bit where the bricks are, because they are quite 3D. They would be quite 3D. Just a little shadows. Where the pot is, so at the bottom will be darker. And just playing with the same color palettes roughly. I don't want to add trillions of colors. That's what I learned recently. I'm taking, well, I took many courses on surface pattern design, but I'm starting now soon with Bonnie Christine. And I'm ahead of a game. I'm trying to learn and design and just rules, things like that. So I learned about color palettes, and just not to, less is more often when it comes to color. That looks good. Wonder what to do with those pictures. I think they are right like that. Just want to give definition to those plants again. A little bit of a, let's go hooker green, the color. I'm just gonna get a tiny bit of darker shade. Actually, when I take that hooker green, I made a mistake. I don't want to mix it with Payne's Grey. I want to mix it with red. Red, yes. Okay. And literally a couple of dabs here and there, like closer to lower to that plant, so there is definition. Okay, let's get back to our Payne's Grey again. When I used to go to a watercolor class, the teacher, there was a practical joke, because every time the teacher said, and then we do, and the whole class would say Payne's Grey. It was obvious choice. Oh, I really like this. I don't want to blow in my own trumpet. Sounds a bit, oh, I can't really see that drawing now. The writing. Oh, never mind. That's going to be nerve-wracking to put that writing at the very end. Well done for putting all that pressure on myself. And just adding on more definition here and there to those lovely window netting, is that right? Just leaving some of the white spaces because the highlights, and some darker, so that creating that contrast will give the illusion of there is a, it's in there. I'm leaving these plain. So is that enough, or shall I add more? I think I should add a tiny bit more, like a brick red, so that light red color again. Ooh, so bright. I want to use bigger brush, bigger, wetter brush. There we go, just like that. So here and there. lovely. And just a little bit here. It just gives the painting a bit of life when you tap that color somewhere else. It really brings it all to life and looks unified. Has to be thoughtful. So we got that Posca white acrylic pen. I wish I'd done this. Let's see. Okay, I don't think that's gonna work. Oh, maybe. Okay, let's try. What could go wrong? No, I think I still need to wait for this to dry because this is wet. I can see, and if I touched it with my hand, that will be picture ruined, guys. They will be ruined. So this is picture so far. And I'm gonna wait for this to dry, and all I'm gonna do is add this writing here. And I need to add my signature as well. At the bottom. Is there enough? Or is that a bit too dull card? Maybe I could add a little bit of shadow inside of those windows. So let me get that Payne's grey mixed with something like here. See, that gives a nice effect, especially under those arches. Trying to pull that, pocket of puddle of water. You know, if it's too perfect, it's just going to look very stiff. Needs to have a bit of a character. Shadows, tiny bit of shadows. Ooh, that just instantly brought it to life, that little bit of shadow under this picture. It started looking just basically like item there, like a thing, physical 3D thing. A little shadow here. Yeah. Right, I think I'm going to leave it at this point, and then all I have to do is put my signature and then put the writing of this business on here. So yeah, let's wait for this to dry. Okay, everything is dry now. You can feel it with the back of your hand very gently. Also, you can kind of shine it to the light, and everything's still shiny, but everything's pretty dry. So now the very nerve-wracking element. I got my Posca white pen. Okay, just let it, make sure it's nice and clean. And I'm apologizing, my head's in the way. I did turn my camera a little bit, but still. So. Writing bit by bit. I can very gently see the my drawing with pencil, so trying to be slow and very precise. So it's going to be quite important bit, the writing. This is a bit nerve-wracking. Let's put the straight piece of paper there. Give me some sort of guide. a little bit of cursive there. Ah, I did it! It looks really nice and a little bit kind of too small to make it out here. Yeah, I think I like it. So I hope it's not going to go too dark. It's going to dry now. And one more thing, my signature. So I left, can you see that? Just about. So I left the space here. I used pens. I thought if I kind of put where it starts with finishing, that will be easier. Maybe I'll practice here first. Very delicate. Okay, done deal. So now it just needs to dry. Oh, it's exciting. I'm not sure whether I to do like a little shadow on there, but I think it's okay. So I did her logo, but I didn't include that little square she has on top. Maybe I should, like that. Tiny one. Yeah. I think like I messed it up now. But what can you do? Pretty much done. What else I could do is put highlight bits on some things with this marker. So if I go over here, I might give it interesting effect. And down here. That looks nice. Yeah. Maybe on a plant. You don't want to go overboard with the highlights. Once you start putting them, it can be quite taking over too much. So yes, that's done. Now another nerve-wracking element. Let me just bring you back in the room. Another nerve-wracking bit, which is taking off the tape. But because I did a little bit of a tearing, I don't know what I need to use to not have problem with it. Oh, I heard actually some people use a heater. I might do that. I'll be back in a second. I'll heat it up and we'll take it off. So I am back. I can report happily that the trick with... Oh, sorry, got stuck in the tape. Ugh. That trick with the heater works magic. It just it heats up the glue and it comes up much better without tearing paper. So I'm going to use that trick from now on. So this is our finished drawing, and all I have to do is just erase. I think that ink is now dry. Just erase that pencil when I gave myself a little guide. Just really nerve-wracking now. Finish out the last hurdle. I think that's done. So here it is, my little drawing of the shop front in London of my best friend. Let me show you the picture from internet. That's the image of the there we go. So that's done, guys. That was our first session. Sorry about any technical mishaps. It is tricky because I have to keep looking underneath that camera, see what you can see. But I hope that was fun. Next time I'll try to maybe comment less what I'm doing and have a more loose chat. But I'm glad I did it because I was procrastinating for about a month to do it, to finally sit down. I might work a little bit more about my setup so the camera doesn't rock when I work. Little details like that, but overall, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.